Greetings and salutations. My name is JD Huell, and I'm reporting from the greatest constellation on Earth, my kitchen, right before I leave to go to Las Vegas. Don't fret. I'll play a hand of Texas Hold'em on your behalf, and if I win, we can split the proceeds on something like pizza or tuition or, something. So I am in Group D, and Group D has chosen to tackle the conversation and or the relationship between fixed cost and variable costs. And I have also chosen to look at this and explore this inside the confines of mortgage decisions. So let's look at costs. So there is a cornucopia of different kinds of costs. There is marginal cost, there is opportunity cost, transaction cost, sunk costs, and there is marginal and variable costs. So for the purposes of the demonstration, I'll only be talking about fixed and variable costs, as you know. So when it comes to fixed costs remains constant, irrelevant of external factors. Variable cost is diametrically opposed to this definition. It is proportional to the level of activity in a market and or organization. So now the table is set definitionally. Let's talk about mortgages inside of fixed and variable costs. So some individuals that are home seekers believe, this is their truism that they find as dogmatic, finding the cheapest rate is the goal. And anyone that understands an amortization table would say this is not the goal, this is the fool's goal. There's no right and wrong answer. It's really situational. So let's get into talking about an example of a fixed cost loan. So a fixed cost, let's take this, $200,000 at 6% at 15 years, right? So between a 15-year and a 30-year mortgage, that's a 40% increase. And the individual that took the 15-year cannot capitalize on tax incentives, writing off the loan. So it's always in your best interest to, I would say, to take the lower loan, even though, it's best to pay it off as soon as possible. So the best interest would be just to double down on your payments. So let's look alternative at variable cost, right, in relationship to loans. Well, they're pretty much the same thing. You have to consider the length, you have to consider the price, and you have to understand the amortization, right? But the variable costs fall under the victimization of the vicissitudes of the market. So if you're not astute of market fluctuations, you will be paying a market tuition, best believe. A lot of people get into variable rate loans because this is their last resort. And they get caught up in fancy stuff like balloon payments and et cetera. So there's, like I said before, there's no right and wrong when it comes to variable or fixed cost rates. When you're making a decision, it's all personal. So an individual like is in the military, they know they're going to get paid on the 1st and the 15th. Those individuals probably should get a fixed cost loan. An individual that's commission based has a job, maybe want to get a variable rate loan because their income is variable. So it's, like I said, it's all personal, it's all customized, and that is my presentation. It was swell 6 weeks enjoying this financial management class. Hope to see you, professor, and the rest of the students in the following class. Have a good one. Later.